Hello everybody, welcome back to GTA 5. Now it's been a very long time since I did a video on this game, and I think it was about mods or something like that on the latest update. But today I'm back with more mods because my PC GTA life is like that. Well, actually I uninstalled mods for a very long time, and then recently I just had a quick look around the GTA 5 mods website and found some really cool things. So I'm going to quickly show you as quick as I can, to be honest, because I sometimes find long mod videos can be a little bit boring. I've set up this little crime scene here, which took me a very long while, like way longer than it needed to. But amongst that, you may notice a car or two that doesn't quite belong here. One of them being this, the 2016 SRT Dodge, I think it's called. And you'll notice as well, as soon as I get in, so this is there's like 3 mods in one right here. So this is the Dodge SRT 2016, I believe. Links for it will be down in the description for exactly the model and stuff like that. But you notice the lights and stuff are awesome. Like, they literally just are. There's a thing in the bottom right that's called the ELS, Emergency Light System, that actually is used a lot in GTA 5 roleplay. There's I believe there's like a whole server and stuff where you can pretend to be a policeman, I think. And the first thing I noticed about this car is the freaking handling is just perfect. I mean, not only is the fact that it's undercover is completely awesome, and I mean, it doesn't look like this straight off the bat. I'll spawn in the normal one just a second. And here we have the standard version of the car. I mean, it looks a lot meaner than it does when it's modified, to be honest. The only reason I modified it is so I could bring out the colour a little bit and make the bodywork look a little bit more, I think, pleasing to the eye. Black cars are really good at hiding what they've got to show, if I'm completely honest. And I mean, the good thing about this being black is that you can't tell that there are lights on it or anything, whereas I feel like on my version, or my modified version, you probably can, if it's not gone already. Nope. Yep, no, it's gone. So yeah, this also has along the side. Okay, so I'm going to quickly talk you through this thing in the bottom right. So it's called ELS, Emergency Light System. There are like a million settings for it, and it's so hard to get into. I might actually do a separate video on it, but just very quickly, I use an Xbox 360 controller. And it's set up to work with that as well as the work with the keyboard, and I can't even imagine. There's like a whole freaking forum for this, so it deserves its own little 5 minutes. Okay, so just if you don't want this little talk through, maybe skip ahead just a couple of minutes. So this is ELS, and what it does is, well, it allows custom vehicles to have like emergency light systems. Now you can obviously create vehicle mods in GTA on the normal scale, where you just push the horn button and the lights go, but as you know, nothing's happening right now, and it won't, because I've got ELS locked. As you can see at the bottom there, it says warning, ELS key lock active. If I hit scroll lock now, it takes that off, which allows me all my police-like buttons, which is pretty damn cool. And then I just hit left on the D-pad, and you see it's got Sec 1, S1, S2, I don't actually know what the PRM mean and stuff like that, and then the S3. S3, from what I know, if you have it like that, the siren doesn't work at all. There is a way you can get it to work. I think it's R on the keyboard is the only... or mouse 1? No. Yeah, R on the keyboard. But once you've gone into S3, sorry, which is left on the D-pad 3 times, you can then use the siren. And the cool thing as well is you don't have to have that annoying little pop-up. I mean, I don't find it annoying, which is why I have it actually. But you don't have to have that up all the time. Another really cool thing as well is if you hit B, it adds your like emergency siren, which I think is pretty cool. You can also horn, and then there's another option for the emergency siren, which is the one I really like, to be fair. And then there's an even worse one, which is that. I didn't even know that was a siren. The SRM, I don't actually know what that is. Oh yes, I do. I think it's that one. Oh no, it's not. You can also set it so it sounds like there's like 1,000,001 police in the area. So you're like tearing through traffic. I've got reduced traffic on right now, but traffic like parts like the Red Sea. And yeah, so you're going through traffic, and if you want a bit more RP, a bit more like, oh my god, it's emergency service, you can hit up on the D-pad, and it adds another siren, which when you first hear it, it does sound a bit messy, but I think it kind of makes sense, because you can use this siren while also using your woo 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 or your one as well. If that makes sense. I'm really not doing the mod any justice at all. But I just think it's so cool, and that people are able to create something this mean. Look at this. That is just crazy. I mean, it looks awesome. It looks evil more than anything. I try and do this as much justice. Maybe we'll have a look in the boot. I know you can't actually... how do I turn these off now? I completely forgot. There we go. You can't actually modify these much. You can do the standard things. You can change the wheels. I don't think you can untint the windows. But one thing I haven't actually done is I haven't looked in the boot of the vehicle. So we'll do that right now at our crime scene. Obviously, again, the cool thing about that tool at the bottom is one thing I saw on the forums is that it got in the way of a lot of other plugins and add-ons. But the scroll lock button is barely used for anything, let alone in GTA. So it really makes sense for that to be the button that just completely locks it out. No matter what you press now, unless it's scroll lock, you can't access that system. So I hit F8 to go into the menu mod. And now I'm just going to have a look through and see what we can do to this. Obviously, we know we can, like I say, we can do the engine, wheels and everything like that. There's no extras. And what was I actually going to look for? There we go. So I've managed to open all the doors. I did actually remember what the hell I was trying to look for. And as we hop out the vehicle, we can take a look. Let me just close the menu down. And you can sort of see there's nothing too fancy. I mean, actually, that is a really well-modelled engine. Gee, I did not know it was that good. So, I mean, one thing I like about these is I always load up mods to make sure they work, but I don't look too far into them, and I really quickly check if there are any modifications, because there's no point, you know, wasting time going through that and stuff. But the engine is stupidly detailed. It looks a bit like I want to say a Hellcat engine, but I don't know much. I don't know much about Dodge, but it does look like an SRT. Oh, yeah, it's got the little Hellcat symbol there, actually. So maybe it is a Hellcat engine. It's pretty damn cool. The interior is way more than impressive. If I hit F9, I can quickly go to, like, free roam, which I cannot use this camera, by the way. There are camera mods and stuff you can get, but I'm just not good enough at installing mods. There's obviously the back seats are incredibly detailed, and I think some of this is taken from Turn 10. Don't quote me on that though. It might be like the new Forza. There's the dashboard and stuff. The clock, not the clock. Whoa, the what's that called? Heads-up display, stereo, all of that. Your gear stick here and stuff as well, which are quite like. They look bad in GTA. But they're incredibly realistic, which is why it sort of looks bad in GTA. Another thing I noticed, is that as a driver, when you get in, your hands don't match up with the steering wheel. Which is kind of weird, but I'm guessing there's stuff you can do there. Oh, I've noticed the Hellcat symbol in the middle there as well. But that heads-up display, it does look awesome. Another cool thing about the ELS emergency light system is that if we just turn it on a second and we turn a siren on, we can actually get out and just leave it. Which I think is cool. It's nice to be able to get out and leave the sirens on. I mean, I'm the sort of person that probably want to do that. And as you can see, there's a million and one options there. That WWCRS, BKT, I think that means blackout. But yeah, there's so many more options that are available through the keyboard. But I just can't play with the keyboard. And like I say, this isn't a video solely on that system. And then after that, you know, there's a very cool car, SRT. I found a random BMW that I haven't actually had much time to look into, but I did change it to white because with the SRT, wow, I just noticed he opens the door really weird. With the SRT, the first thing that I noticed was that you couldn't change the colour on it. So the body of the car was actually black. It wasn't textured, like it was textured black, sorry, not textured and then coloured black, if that makes sense. This is the BMW 5 Series Undercover Police Doobie What's It. The thing I like about this one more than the Hellcat, as much as I prefer the Hellcat as a car as a whole, is that when you turn off the lights, it is completely undercover. Like, you can't even tell. Whereas with the Hellcat, there's like little strips on the back and stuff that you can clearly see. It's definitely a police vehicle. But yeah, like I say, I'll get this one standard as well. There you go. So this is what it looks like standard. As you can see, it's not quite... I think the white one does actually look a lot better in my opinion, but it's mainly because of the wheels. If you look at the wheels, they look like they're not actually like on straight. There's something weird about them, like texture glitchy type thing, like they're sort of oval. But all black looks really cool as well. It kind of looks a bit more like gangster than anything, which is the coolest thing I think. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about this one either. I think there's a bit more on the interior than the one before. Just double check in the menu mod. I'm pretty sure I had a quick look, and there's nothing we can do to it. Again, we can paint it all we want. Oh, there's actually a secondary color. What's that to? Is that maybe to the interior? I don't know. Well, whatever it is, it's ice white now. Primary. Oh, there's not. There might not be a secondary color actually. It just does that by default. The car, which oh my god, that looks brilliant in midnight blue. Let's change the white lights just quickly. Oh, I need to disable that menu because that does get annoying when you're like poking around. These wheels would look really good in black, but unfortunately, again, they're another. They're textured at this color, then you can't change the color of them. Because on most standard cars, you can actually change the color within the menus mod, but you can't in this one. I mean, even the suspension is on fully lowered at this point, but it doesn't look great. There's not really much there. But what we can do is we can use Slam It, and we can go slightly lower. I mean, this does look absolutely amazing, scraping on the floor, and you'll find like the traction and stuff will be even better because it's the way it works. It's sort of like gravity downforce type thing. But yeah, and now let's just go back into menu customs, and then we shall open up the doors and see what we have on show. Oh, I don't know why. I swear that is weird because I know the trunk does actually open. So we're going to go back into that F9 view and have a quick look around. Again, the texture in the back doesn't actually look half as realistic as it does in the SRT, but as you look in the back here, I don't know why the boot doesn't open. I swear it did. There's like cones and tape and defibrillators, or I think they're like defibrillators, and cone lights and stuff, which is pretty cool. Like a lot of detail not to be able to be seen. Oh, and there's actually in the back window, which you can't really see because it's so tinted. This here, there we go. So actually, it does actually say polite, which is kind of weird, but you can't see that because the windows are so tinted. So I don't know if that's something I can change or not really. Let's see if we can do it in here. Windows, none. Oh, I don't know why they're black by default. That's kind of weird. A little bit embarrassing on my part because you can actually see. Whoop, god, this is sensitive. You can then actually see the lights in the window there, but they don't seem to be blinking, which is very strange. But yeah, there's that, and then again on the inside you've got a little bit more detail I think than the SRT. Again, his hands don't really line up properly to the steering wheel, but you've got the whole like, oh my god, this is so hard to control, BMW like heads up, and the police type laptop in the middle of the car, sat nav as well, which is pretty cool. What's sat nav? Is that a Garmin? It looks like a Garmin. I used to sell those in real life. Oh look, and there's this as well. This little blue light here looks kind of cool. Oh yeah, look, police stop. Franklin does not look like he should be driving this car. I mean, he looks a bit thuggish. I think that's kind of how he's supposed to look, right? I can't remember if this is a TomTom or a Garmin. Oh wait, it's a Garmin. It says right down there, Garmin Nivi. Wow, I've literally sold a couple of those in real life, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it really for that. I don't really know what else we can look at. I'm definitely going to try and download some more. Look at that. Oh shit, what the fuck just happened? Did you see that when the door fell off? Half the car did too? Look at that. Well, that's weird. We won't think too much into that, maybe. But yeah, so that is pretty much that. I definitely want to like look into more police type mods, and I'd really want to look into this police RP community type thing. I'm not too interested in role-playing as a police officer myself, but it would be cool to see the lengths that people go to with just everything. I mean, that's a bit weird when the car damages itself and just disappears like that. Hey, you guys are still here. Oh, nice. See, they didn't despawn. But yeah, that's sort of that. Like I say, I want to look more into the police mods because there's a lot. There's like a whole forum for it, which I'll maybe link below if I remember. If you want to know what any of these mods are and I haven't linked them below, just leave a comment because sometimes, or most of the time, I do forget to link them. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see more GTA mods. Let me know what you want to see, if anything. If you like the video, hit thumbs up. If you like my videos, go and hit subscribe. And I'll see you in a bit.